This week on the Reseller Locker Room, we're going to talk about something new that eBay is bringing down the pike for sellers. And our topic of the week, strategies on how to buy at yard sales, garage sales, estate sales, and flea markets. Stick around. You don't want to miss this one. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Reseller Locker Room podcast. My name is Ben, the Rocky Top Picker, and my gruesome buddies going to war with right here and now. Please welcome Mr. Shane, Soda City Flips. Have you seen his van? Followed by Chris, Easy Pickenz. And down below, he had his eyes waxed today. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Alex, the Beard King Picker. What's up, fellas?
How do you wax your eyes? Like,
well, you know,
my eyebrows?
That was the first thing that came to mind. You know, we fly by the seat of our pants on this show, so there you go.
It's very true.
Yep.
All right. So as we said in the intro, folks, we want to open up the show. Normally we get into the meat of our topic, but before we do that, I want to share screen something that would be of interest to us if you are a reseller on eBay. And let me get the screen shared here, if I can find a way to do this, because I have it pulled up.
You can do it. No, you can't do it.
No, I can't.
I struggle with this on my live shows. I'm like, why won't my screen share?
Got to remember what tab it was. There it is. All right, here we go. All right. So there's already been a video or two on YouTube done about this, that eBay is testing new price match post-sale offer feature, and sellers face continued discounting pressure. If any of y'all have been victim of making a sale and right after the buyer say they want to cancel because they found it cheaper somewhere else, apparently eBay has took notice of this, trying to cut down on canceled orders. It's going to allow you to lower and match the price of your competitor, and the difference between that item that you have and the one they're wanting to purchase, you would be able to give them a refund, the difference, and keep the sale. But anyway, I'm not sure what website this came off of, but you can go on and on the good interwebs and find that article. I know that Flipping Ain't Easy, John, on his channel, he's already done a video today about this subject. How do y'all feel about that?
I don't see a problem with it, honestly.
Sounds like Amazon. I always notice that on Amazon pop up when you can find the same product for a little bit cheaper.
I'm sure there's times where I've had a canceled sale where if I had to knock another $5 off it or something like that, I would have done it, you know?
Yeah.
So it's kind of hard to say, though. You know, it's like a case-by-case basis on that.
It's like you said backstage, Alex, other businesses or other retailers, Walmart, Amazon, all these people generally do price matching. So it was only a matter of time, I think, before eBay jumped on board with that.
Yeah, I mean, it might not. I guess it'll kind of affect the business, but when it comes to like rare items, I'm thinking for me, it's not really going to affect me too much because a lot of the books that I have, there's only one or two even on eBay. So when you're looking at like very rare items, and it comes down to, even if I price higher, if my condition's better, you know, just because it's a cheaper book doesn't mean it's a better book, you know. And when it comes to collecting books, people are going to pay more for that book in better condition.
The other side of that is, what if you're the cheaper seller they were trying to go for? You know,
right?
Yeah.
Well, before we started recording, we talked about when you purchase something on eBay and you go to checkout, post checkout, they are down below a line of listings of the exact item that you just bought, showing you the different price ranges.
Mm-hmm.
My question is this: if you're promoting your items, is that to where your item shows up at post checkout for people?
Probably.
I would
You
think
think?
so. But I also think that's where the whole problem began anyways. eBay should not be doing that.
I
Point
agree.
blank.
Yeah.
It's not right, because there's so many people out there, who can't afford, to spend $20 on an item, but they can afford to spend 15, that leaves them enough money to, buy their kids school lunch for that week or whatever. And that's going to hurt the seller in the long run. If we have to, I don't know, it's kind of double-edged sword because like you said, Chris, another $5, I'd probably do it too, depending on the item. But at the same time, like if I have to do that every sale, you know what I mean?
Yeah, like a race to the bottom, right? I mean,
Yeah.
Sounds like Amazon. The race to the bottom. Pretty much what's going
Right.
on over there. If you're a seller on Amazon, it's always the race to the bottom. So
Yeah.
maybe soon we'll have repricers on eBay, just like Amazon.
Yeah. Well, I think the whole pretense of them coming up with this, as it's already stated, is it's helping cut down on canceled sales. If you can salvage the sale by matching the price of another seller and still keep the sale, refund a couple bucks back to the buyer. I mean, this is where you get in trouble with this. If you're selling an item for $1.99 in free shipping.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, you already got problems if you're doing that.
Well, yeah. Well, there's a lot of them on there, man. I mean, I've seen some. It's 99 cents free shipping. I'm like, why are you?
It has to be a corporation. It has to be a corporation from China or something.
Yeah, it's
crazy. I think there's a way they can ship from China without having to really pay for the shipping.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Well, I just thought that article was interesting. You can go check out some other videos on YouTube about that. Anyway, topic of the week, guys, buying strategies for yard sales, garage sales, flea markets, estate sales. It's all included. We're going to go round robin on this. Who's got one you want to start off?
Well,
go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. I was going to start out like how I start my day going to look at garage sales. I mean, like first I plan my route of where I'm going to go. I mean, that all plays into the buying strategy, right? So the night before or morning of, I'll get on like 3 different apps and try to cherry pick the sales I want to go to, if there's enough to cherry pick, or just you go to all of them, But yeah, I'll put a route out that makes sense. Like I'll pick out the sale I want to go to first, and then try to route from there out. And it's usually it's a pretty daunting task every weekend, but it does benefit. I benefit from it big time.
I think that'd be a time saver, right?
Well, yeah, I'm just saying the time it takes to get it rolling, and
yeah, but when you're out there on the road, you've got it strategically marked where you're not doing a lot of crisscrossing.
Absolutely.
Are you using the treasure map, the app for that, for finding yard sales?
No, I've never tried that. I use good old Craigslist, the garage sale app, and Nextdoor.
Okay, I never tried the garage sale app, but it's probably the same as the one I have, where you can actually put stop 1, 2. You can link them together, so it gives you. So let me pull it up while you guys continue talking, so we can give out that info. I'm gonna.
Well, I use 2 different ones: garage sales by map and yard sale treasure map.
Yard sale treasure map. That's what I'm talking about. So
yeah, it's good to have 2 piggybacking off of that, because 2 different apps. Some people don't use all the different apps, so you'll find other sales on one app that aren't on the other, kind of thing. You know what I mean? So,
but isn't on the treasure map? Aren't these coming from Craigslist? If you put it on Craigslist, it'll pop up on here. That's what I always thought.
Don't know how that works, honestly.
So you can click on the red dots here, Chris, and put number 1, number 2, number 3, and then it'll cross it off once you hit that sale. So I start the day when I'm doing yard sales to, whatever is closer to me, or if it's a community sale, I always want to go to the community sale first.
I'm still trying to figure out how to streamline it. Like I'll look up the address, and then I'll just go into maps, open it, and then shoot myself a text with that one. So that's my first stop. And then go so on and so forth. Then I put like a little message in the text that says when it starts, and then I just go through one by one, boom, 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 on the fly.
I think you need to download the app.
Yeah, sounds like it.
You have too much competition. You got the Craigslist Hunter where you're looking
Dude,
at.
yeah, you guys have no idea how much freaking competition I have.
All right. Well, that's
over on
tip
Craigslist.
number 1. Plan your route. What else? Who else next?
Well, that was actually going to be my first one. So thanks, Chris.
No problem, buddy.
I'm going to add one for the end of the day. And this is something that maybe a lot of people already know, maybe they don't, but a lot of these like bigger community yard sales, at the end of the day, nobody wants to bring this stuff back inside. They'll have piles by the curb with a sign that says free.
Yep.
If it's at the end of your day, you've already been through that particular sale, and it's on your way home, ride back through there. See if there's a bunch of stuff piled on the curbs. Go through it, take what you want, or if you're not a jerk, take it all with you. Donate the rest that you don't want.
Just throw it all in your van, Shane.
That's right. That's right.
You can
All
sort
in the
through it
van.
when you get home.
I guess
Have
I'm a
you-
jerk
have you
because I
guys-
just take what I
have you-
want.
Have you guys seen my van?
Nope, never even heard you ever say that.
Yeah,
before.
look at that. Hold up. Let me go
There
in
you
on
go.
that.
There you go.
There you go.
Have you seen my van, guys?
That's killer. Great.
But yeah,
sticker.
that's a tip that I like to do. Something I like to do at the end of the day. It's 10:30, 11 o'clock, and I'm getting hungry, ready for lunch. It's hot, whatever the case may be. But on the way home, I always try to think of the bigger sales, the community sales, stuff like that, and just run through there one last time on the way home. See if there's piles by the curb.
That's a good tip.
That is a good tip.
Another site to check out if you do estate sales is estatesales.net. So you can look at all the listings for estate sales in your area and kind of. I like that because you can see all the pictures and know exactly what you're getting into before you waste your time going over there. So that would be a tip.
I'm curious if that's the one Matt, ABC Matt, he was telling me about one time. You can keep talking. I was just gonna let you know I'm gonna look and see because I may have a different one that
It's
to throw in your.
estatesales.net, and then you can star all the ones you like, so you can go back and look at your favorites. So I'll just look at that. They'll usually come out like Wednesday if they start Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Here they actually start Thursday, so which is good for a full-time reseller because most people are working. So if you can get there Thursday, you'd be the first in there to get everything, And obviously, when it comes to estate sales, you want to go early to get in line. Sometimes they'll only if the place is smaller, like an apartment, they're only going to let 5-10 people in at a time. So you don't want to be at the back of that line. You want to be in the front of that line. So an hour early usually is when I show up.
All right. One of the things that I do every time I walk up on a yard sale, whatever, a vendor at a flea market, the first thing I do is get a bird's eye view and scan the entire sale. Just scan everything real quick to get an idea of what is there, just in case there's something that is just screaming at me. In other words, I don't stop at the first little table in the driveway. I'm walking through looking at everything overall. And then second move is I start targeting in on the things that really get my attention, because you could be looking at table number 1 and just like, oh yeah, this is cool. And there could be even better stuff the next one over, and boom, somebody swoops in there and takes it and you've just lost out.
Yep,
So I always go scan overall first, then start digging down as your second phase. That's what I do.
Let's go straight for the golf clubs first, if there is a golf bag, and then
Yep.
look at everything.
I'm the same way. I don't scan anything till I make sure there's no clubs laying around. I'm the same. That's the first thing I go for every time.
Yeah.
And if I don't see any, I'll ask. Hey, golf clubs? Usually the first thing I'll ask.
Yeah, I always get told no, my husband will kill me.
Or yeah, they're right here.
It's funny.
All right. Tip number 4. Who's got another one?
It's not a tip, but this is how I start every yard sale, by going and offending everyone at the yard sale with my super lowball offers. So everything I ask $1 or $0.25, and usually they just get mad. So last weekend I went to a community sale. There was a book set. There's a five books in this book set. Each book sells for around $50. I offered $40. She wanted like 50 for every book for all 5.
For each book.
Yeah, something like that. I offered 40. And then we got in this argument. She's like, well, give me 45. And I said, nope. And I walked away. And then I came back after I did that. And I was like, I'll give you 40 because they're still sitting there. And it started to rain. So these books are getting wet. So I was trying to save the books. And I said, I'll give you 40. That's it. She says, again, 45. And I said, nope. And she said, fine. I'm not selling them to you then. And got all Karen on me. And I was like, later. So please. So yeah,
the $5 was going to break the deal
for her, not for
her.
I already did
for you. I mean, like the $5, putting in $5 would have made it not the best deal for you, or what?
Yeah, not when I did the math on what I wanted to get out of them.
Right.
So I already kind of figured everything out. She wanted 45 for all of them. They sell for around 50 on Amazon. Doesn't mean I'm going to make $50 on all of them. So I was going to make, if I paid 40, I would only profit $40. That I would make, So yeah. I didn't want to go over the 40 that I had in my head. So
I see.
I left them there. Yeah. I was like, I'm not going to give you $5 extra. She was all mad about it.
Well, I mean, I know you said, I know you said you didn't really have a tip there, but I mean, maybe that's the tip. You don't always have to make the buy, right?
Yeah.
It's okay to walk away sometimes.
Yep.
Well, yeah, I personally don't want to have $40 wrapped in 5 books, even if I could make $40. I could go buy 40 individual books for $1 each and make way more money. So that's how I look at it when it comes to books,
Well, Alex, that was actually what you just said is a tactic at flea markets that I use. You go up to a table, make them an offer. If they tell you no, you start walking away. Mm-hmm. And they'll come back and say, "Hey, well, I'll take X."
Yeah, yep. I did the walk away, and I went across the street to the other yard sale, and then I came back to give her a chance if she wanted that $40.
Yeah,
they were just literally sitting in the rain. Books, they were just getting ruined. So I'm like, I'm not going to pay more for them.
So gotcha. Well, I'll go again real quick. What has helped me, I've noticed, is if you carry, whether this is yard sales, garage sales, not so much estate sales, but flea markets as well. It works in flea markets. Carry your own carry bags or your own wagon.
Mm-hmm.
When vendors see you or yard sale people see you pulling a wagon up to their yard sale, they know that you're there to buy. And also it's easier if you want to make a pile, just throw it into the wagon. It's already loaded. Take it out to the car, or the big IKEA bags is what I carry.
Yeah.
I find that, a lot of times people are not carrying anything into a yard sale and they have to make 3 or 4 trips to load stuff, especially if they pile it up. But I just think, other than getting looked at weird because you're wearing a GoPro, like I did 2 weekends ago, and the guy wanted me to turn it off because his wife came out of the garage. That's just weird. You need to turn that off. And that pissed me off, actually. If they didn't have some unopened electronic items, I would have just said, screw you, and I'd be out. But I went ahead and bought the stuff because it was a good deal.
I charged my GoPro and everything, and I didn't even record all weekend. I went to tons of yard sales. I'm just not about it.
So, yeah, sometimes it's nice to not stress over, am I getting everything? Is the camera set up right? Is it, on? Because that's been a thing for me. Like I've forgotten to press the record button. Sometimes it's nice. It feels a little freeing to be able to walk around and not think content creation, the whole time.
Just get a videographer like I had on my last video.
That was smart, man. That was cool.
Yeah.
I want to piggyback off what you said, Ben, as another tip. You were saying making a pile, bundling. That's a really good strategy if you can find enough stuff that you want at one sale. All of my competitors, all the swap meet guys, man, like that's their game. That's their bag, dude. Like they walk in, they don't even say anything to the people holding the sale. They just start grabbing stuff and make a pile. Then they like try to force them into a cheap price, That's their tactic. I don't use that exact tactic, but a bundle can work in your favor, Use it how you want.
I use the sandwich effect, and then I just offer them something for the whole pile. But I have the most expensive thing right in the middle. They don't see it.
That's good.
So I
Good
paid
tip.
$40 at an estate sale this weekend for Harry Potter first edition, US first edition, $40 for the whole pile, 3 DVDs, and in between the pile of the Harry Potter, there's the Harry Potter PlayStation 2 game, which is a $50 video game too. So
Ooh.
I
Nice.
talked to the grandma. So this is a tip. Talk to the old lady in the house that knows nothing about any of the products that she has. Make a deal with her. So when I went outside of the garage, the son's like, that was $40. That game's $50. And he got all mad. I'm like, later. And then you got to leave. You go run to the car, jump in and take off. Get out of there as fast as you can. Get the deal.
That's
Don't
killer.
talk to the old lady about her kitchenware.
Yeah.
That the Pyrex she's on top of.
Yeah. Another tip. I got one more. And then
That's
I'm done.
true.
This is one more. If there's a husband and a wife, go talk to the wife. I always deal with the woman if I can. He's gonna
It
try
can go
to
both
give
ways,
him-
man. It could go either way.
Yeah.
It's true.
It depends on whose stuff you're
better-
trying to buy. If you're trying to buy the woman's, you go to the husband. If you're trying to buy the husband,
there you
go.
go.
To the woman.
Right. Because he
Yeah,
won't care. He won't
They're
care
more,
about that
They're
stuff.
more willing to sell each other's stuff off cheap.
Yeah, but if you're trying to make a deal with the guy's golf clubs and dealing with the guy like Chris experienced last weekend, he's going to try to get the most out of him. His wife would probably say, $2.
Right.
You know, that's how I got a golf club this weekend for $2. I'm like, okay, I'll try it. I got 24
Yeah.
bucks.
Yeah,
That
was
happened
a
to me.
Unique deal for sure.
I went to a yard sale and they had some Nike Sasquatch clubs. But I asked her, how much are your clubs? Well, let me ask my husband. I went, oh, I ain't getting these. No, them are $20 a piece. I'm like, okay, I'll put them back.
Mm-hmm.
So doesn't always work that way, going to the wife, she has to bring the husband in and then he's going to hoodoo you. But
Yep.
Well,
all right.
I've got another tip.
Right.
And this goes for yard sales, garage sales, flea markets, the whole 9. Be early, but don't be trying to buy while they're setting up. Like that's just stressful. You're going to put them in a bad mood right away. I see a lot of people doing it when I'm out. I'll get places early and I'll usually hang out by the Jeep or whatever. And I'll see people rush up there and start asking questions about, do you have video games? Do you have golf clubs, whatever? Or they'll see something that the lady or the family or whatever hasn't brought out of the garage and put on a table or anything. And they're like, hey, what do you want for that? It's not even guaranteed to be for sale. A lot of people do a yard sale right outside of their garage. Not everything in the garage is for sale.
Yep.
But yeah, I imagine that could be stressful for the seller, and you're just going to put them in a bad mood, and they're already, not going to like you. That's my opinion.
You should see the people out here, man. It's crazy. I'm sure it's like this all over, but hour and a half early, man. These people show up. They knock on the doors, dude. They'll ring the doorbells even.
That's insane to me.
That's good.
Me too.
That's a good point, Shane. That leads me into my next one. I've run into that where I've gotten to a sale and they're still putting things out. So rather than me running up there and start looking at stuff and asking a bunch of questions, I've not done this every time, but in situations I felt right, I would say, can I help you put anything out for you? If I can spread this out would you like for me to spread this out on a table for you? Leads me to my next point. Try to build a relationship with that seller at that yard sale or garage sale.
Yep.
I when situations merit, I introduce myself. Hey, my name is Ben. I live here in Greenville. I've been here all my life. Have you always lived here? And then you get into a conversation. You become a human instead of someone that's coming onto their property trying to rip them off for their stuff.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
you become a human instead of a creep with the GoPro camera on us.
That's right.
On his bra.
Long-haired hippie wearing a bandana. I don't look like a freak after I introduce myself. And
I've got a lady now who her brother passed away, and she's got his entire record collection stored away somewhere. And I was buying stuff from her one day, And I happened to ask her, I was like, you don't happen to have any old vinyl records or anything? And she's like, yeah, I got my brother's entire collection. She said, but it's up in the attic. Give me a few weeks to, get it all down and brought down to the garage, and I'll give you a call. I gave her my number, just waiting for that call. She has a yard sale quite often. I see her on the treasure map all the time. So I imagine she'll have another sale in the next couple of weeks and let me know. But it pays to be friendly, like you said. Ask, hey, do you need help? Some things are heavy.
Yep.
Ask them if they need a hand.
Yep.
Yeah. Do you guys have cards, like with your phone number on them and stuff like that, or?
I should, but I keep.
I don't.
To do it.
Yeah.
I always get asked about the GoPro and stuff, so I have stickers, and that can lead them to my channel. But I probably need to put together something. But that actually kind of brings in my next tip, which is honesty, right? So if they ask you,
my name's Skip.
You look like a Skip. Do you drive a gold Fiero by chance?
It's going like this back and forth for tips, but I just keep getting skipped because I got nothing.
Well, you said it was your last one.
I got a new one.
But no, be honest. People, especially if you're wearing a GoPro, people generally know what's up, and they may ask you if you're a reseller. Tell them, yeah. The worst thing that's going to happen is they don't haggle with you as much. The best thing that can happen is they go, oh, I see you're interested in these vintage Ninja Turtle toys. I've got an entire collection I want to get rid of. That kind of thing. So I think it pays to be honest. I don't try to hide the fact that I'm a YouTuber or a reseller.
Right. Good point.
And it worked out for me.
Chris, you were asking this question. With wearing a GoPro, it prompts questions about everywhere you go. I get questions. And instead of just puking all over them what all I do, I'll hand them one of these. And it says we buy yard sales, garage sales, estate sales, flea markets, thrift stores, house cleanouts, and private picks. And it's got my YouTube there, my email, my YouTube channel link, Facebook, Instagram. Make a card like that through Vistaprint. It's really cheap. This says it all. If somebody asks what's your GoPro, I'm automatically flipping them a card.
Yeah.
Which leads me to my next tip.
That eBay guy.
You're good at leading me into these things. Before you leave a yard sale, if you still see things of some value, you need to introduce yourself first. Try to build a little rapport with that person. Give them your card and say before you leave, listen, if you don't mind, if you have anything left, call me and I'll write my number on the back of my card. I'll come back out here and take a look. And if I like, I'll just take it all off for you. What's left. Mm-hmm. And you can do one of two things. Go through everything, find the items that still got fairly decent value, list them, or take the load and take it to Goodwill or a thrift shop, donate it, and get a letter from the thrift. And that's a tax deduction for donation for that year. But I always ask them, hey, if you have anything left over, give me a call, take pictures of what you got, text it to me, and let me see what's left. I've done that several times.
Yeah, that's a great tip.
It works. It happened this past weekend. I did that. I went and spent $150 on a bunch of stuff. It was high end. These neighborhood houses, it's called the Ridges on a golf course, $1 million homes, and one of them was having a yard sale. Spent $150 on some high end stuff. And I gave them my card and I said, here's my number. If you have anything left. They had their sale on Saturday and Sunday, which around here, yard sales are always Friday and Saturday, but they went Saturday, Sunday. So they called me Sunday afternoon. Hey, we got a bunch of stuff left. They texted me photos. I went up there and took everything. And a lot of it I'm going to be listing because it's high name brand clothes, collectibles, and all that kind of stuff. So
I got a side tip when you're talking about $1 million sales houses. Dress down when you go to those sales.
Yeah, look
It's-
poor.
Hold on, I thought you said be honest. No.
Yeah, I thought you were talking
Yeah,
about
man.
honesty. I was going to
Well,
follow
I got-
up because I'm Mr. Honest over here.
The
And my tip
caveat.
is, yeah, you dress poor. But here's another tip for you. If you got a cute kid, take your kid with you. Have them be interested in the item that you're interested and say, hey, we can't afford that. And then slowly walk away. And then for most part, give the child the toy or whatever you're looking at completely free.
That's a
Anytime
great tip, dude.
Just
ugly kids probably work even better.
No,
get you a
you
piece of
can't
card,
get-
get you a piece of cardboard and write on it, "Will work for food," and carry that under your arm when you go to a yard sale and let them see that.
Times I take Zoe with me, she gets free stuff all day long. It's like, oh, you can have it because I say you don't need that. I walk away and then they just give it to her. Estate sales it works, yard sales, and then I'll go look up whatever she got. Sometimes get lucky, but I just had that idea. Have her look at the things that I'm actually interested in and tell her you can't have that, and then walk away. And then
That's
they'll give her the
interesting.
$100 book.
That's interesting.
That's killer, man. That's killer.
But yeah, going back to the card thing, I've had some good luck leaving my business card with people that I think might have something else, or they elude that they might have something else. Like remember that buy with the nitro motors bin that I had, all those nitro motors that came off of leaving my business card somewhere.
Yep.
Or with
It's
the,
good. Like
sale.
Shane's already mentioned this. When you go to these sales, don't be shy. Ask questions. Do you have any video games? Do you have any old comic books? Whatever it is that you're hot on about purchasing, ask to see if they have it, because you never know. They may say, well, yeah, it's down here in the basement.
Yeah.
Crack it open. Let's go.
Yeah, when I first walk up to a sale, usually I'll be like, empathize with how much work they've put into it, be like, oh, I know you guys have been working all morning on this type of stuff, and kind of just get in there a little bit and let them know that, you're a nice person, I guess.
But I noticed with what you're just now saying, Chris, I don't ask that right away when I get to a sale. I will go through and spend money with them first and show them that I'm dropping cash. Then I'll ask questions.
Oh, I try to smooth a little bit first, and then.
Yeah.
Well, unless there's a situation that or something I really want, like we guys saw in my video last time. It's like, I don't mess around.
Yeah. Yeah. Good tips.
All right. Well, I got one last tip, and the dress down thing was a joke. But I firmly believe in dressing for the day itself. If it's gonna be 95 degrees outside, be comfortable, man. Stay hydrated too if it's that hot. But don't if especially a flea market like here, our flea markets, they're all dirt and gravel ground. You don't want to be walking around in thin flip flops in that all day. Your feet are gonna be killing you. You're gonna leave. So that's just a little side tip. Dress for the day. Be comfortable.
Yeah, it's important.
And then you
bring small bills. Don't only have 20s. You can't make deals. You look. This goes to Shane's tip of looking poor. Pull out a bag of pennies every time. This is all I got, and start counting them. Just take your time. Just slowly count out the pennies. They'll usually just give it to you. They don't want to wait for you. They got
That makes sense though, Alex. Carry small bills because yard sale people appreciate if you've got lots of ones and fives rather than stiffing them a 20 all the time. Because a lot of these guys don't have a lot of change to give you anyway.
You don't want to miss out on anything either.
Yeah, they're already upset because I offered them a quarter for their $20 item, and then when they finally make a deal like $1 and I hand them a 20, it doesn't look good for me.
Guys, we get to go picking with him here in a few months. It's going to be interesting to see what he does.
All right, so that just brought to my head another tip. Don't be the J-Ride Flips of the world. Take cash, period. Don't be, you guys got Venmo or Cash App or, don't be that guy, Jake.
Who?
Jake.
Carry cash with you.
He doesn't carry cash. He goes to yard sale the Venmo.
Thankfully, his dad goes with him a lot, and his dad's, old school like us, and he carries cash with him. Jake's a millennial. Note, pointing fun at millennials. I'm pointing fun at Jake.
My wife's a millennial.
But he thinks he it's the world is digital, right? So he's just like, hey, you got Cash App? You got Venmo? Like, dude,
I've never done that.
You got to
put some cash in that wallet.
Only do it if it's a large sum.
Yeah, I have done that.
Can I transfer over a quarter?
Cash is king.
The fees. What would the fees on a quarter be?
That's true. That's true.
Yeah, I tried to buy some bookshelves at a estate sale, and they wanted $75. Obviously, I didn't. I told them I'd give you $40 for them. She didn't like that. She told me to go to the bank, or if I have Venmo. I don't even have Venmo on my phone, so I'm like, I got $40 cash. Even though I had, even though I had 200, but you know.
Well, yeah, you
All
can
right.
tell them that.
Another one
for some bookshelves.
An obvious one is that I try to do is always ask for a lower price, even if you're getting a good deal. Still ask.
It doesn't hurt to ask. I mean,
I've been preaching the whole time.
haggle.
No, just offend. Super
No.
low.
Don't offend. I'm not backing that one.
Use the word from last week, not haggle, but
Dick her down.
dick her down, boy. All right. Enough of that. We ain't getting into that. But anyway, if you're watching this video, leave your comments down below on the styles and strategies you use when you go out to source your items. We would like to know down below in the comments. And yeah, share them with us, and we'll put together a comprehensive. I will put together a comprehensive list of the tips that you leave us in the comments, and we will do another segment on all these strategies from A to Z. So leave them down in the comments.
Like a top 10 list or what?
You could do a top 10, top 20. Just leave comment.
It better be all mine. The top, just 10 of mine.
No, we're talking about the ones in the comments. In the comments, man.
Yeah,
from the comments.
I have another one. Just walk up to the yard sale and say, "You got anything for free?" You never know.
Normally it's Bibles.
Well, a lot of people won't sell Bibles, so they are free.
Yeah, I got one for free and it sold for $40. Man, I was fired up.
Yeah.
All right.
Got no problem selling a Bible.
The find of the week. Everybody's got to scramble.
Yep,
well, mine's pretty simple. You guys know I was gone most of the week. I went up to Southern Indiana, to the Southern Indiana Caesars Casino, and then spent time in Louisville, Kentucky at Churchill Downs for the Kentucky Derby. I bought a bunch of stuff from the Derby.
Cool.
So nothing is cheap there, but this was the 150th running of the Derby, a very special milestone.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, why would I not buy some stuff? This is not everybody can get to the Derby. You know, the stuff that they do have online isn't always the stuff they have at the Derby, at the actual event. So I bought some items not on their website, and I'll be flipping those.
Cool.
You don't have any to show?
Not with me, no. They're put away in the bedroom for now. I haven't started listing anything yet.
All right. I'm gonna show. I showed this Shane before you got in here, but vinyl. Now these are not real big dollar ones, but all the sleeves are still inside. You know, normally people get rid of the paper sleeves. But anyway, here's an old Boston Grateful Dead, Doors Greatest Hits, Foreigner. I've got 2 copies of this. One's in better shape than the other. 1977 or 78. Rush. Heart, Dog and a Butterfly. That's a pretty cool album. Then I got Grateful Dead, another one, and then another Foreigner. So got all these at $1 each, and they range anywhere from $12 up to $15 a piece is my find.
Yep, that'll work.
Yep.
It's a pretty cool record haul. There's some good records in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It would not ever go on eBay if I found them.
I spent 30 minutes just going through the crates because they had a ton of them, and those came out of the first crate and didn't find anything else except Lawrence Welk. After that, I quit. I'm taking these. All right. Who's next?
I don't know. I'm not going to grab them, but they're on that bookshelf way over there. So 2 full Harry Potter book sets. So one is the paperback edition box set that I paid $8 for that. I think that's probably like $45. And then the hardback first American pressing for
Sweet.
$40 that I paid. Those sell for about 80. The thing that's funny is I came across 3 Harry Potter sets this week. I actually bought a brand new one for myself at Walmart, and then I found the $8 one, so I took those back. So I'm keeping the $8 ones to read, and then I'm going to sell the hardbacks.
Sweet.
I never find full Harry Potter sets. I find
Right?
a book here and
Yeah.
there. I never find a full set.
I've been trying to build the whole set because I sold one for $100 before. I sold the first pressing before there was a box set of those for $100, and I buy them at the bins, but you can never build the whole set at the bin. So I have like 3 of the same hardback book of the Harry Potter.
Yeah,
set.
that's how I am. I have, out of the whole set, I have 4 books, but I have multiples of each of those 4. Like, I need the other. What is there? There's 8 or 3, or 3
7.
or 4 more. Yeah, so I need 3 more books, and I can never find them.
Yep, I keep buying the same book. I forget which one I have, so I just buy it every time I see the hardbacks. They'll be worth it once you build the set. Those books always sell pretty well, you know.
Yeah.
Chris.
What you got, Chris?
All right, so my buddy Jimmy called me this week and reminded me that the swap meet this weekend was on Sunday, which is Mother's Day, and I was like, "Oh man!" He's like, "Well, I don't think I'm gonna be able to make it out there either. You want me to come over to your house and do a private, so you can do a private pick?" I'm like, "Dude, don't tempt me with a good time." So he came over. The score, I bought a bunch of stuff from him, but the scores were these 2 Hot Wheels.
Oh man.
They're both Mexican Hot Wheel convention cars.
Yeah, yeah.
And let's see, this one I couldn't find it. I called Jason. Anyway, long story short, this one's listed for 400.
Wow.
This one's listed for 449. There's a comp of this one selling for 444 with a higher number. There's only 50 of each one of these made, is the reason they're so desirable.
How much did you pay for those?
Jimmy's gonna be mad. 75 a piece.
What's Jimmy's phone number?
Does he ship?
555. No way.
What? Oh, okay.
He shipped to Tennessee.
Dude, what would,
555. No effing way.
what would you do if you didn't have Jimmy? Dude,
I wouldn't have all these $high die casts to sell. I'll tell you that.
I need somebody like that, man. Dang, you don't have to go source. You just call him.
I mean, you know how it goes with him. I pay up for a lot of stuff I get from him, but
Yeah, you do.
came up on some of this, so
We're too cheap.
That's killer, man.
yeah. I mean, but if it makes sense, I know you guys would do it.
I would for the Hot Wheels stuff. I don't know about anything else.
I mean, I know you guys are into making money, so
Yep.
if it makes sense, I know you guys would do it.
Alex at 127, I could see him, dude. We're gonna have to put a section in one of our. Y'all bringing wagons, aren't you? Y'all got to pull behind.
Yeah.
I'm checking it on the airplane, man.
Yeah. We're gonna have to save half of the wagon for all his rolls of quarters.
I'm bringing 1K in pennies.
But we got to go pick before him. When we get to a sale, we got to beat him to the tables because he's going to piss everybody off and nobody's going to sell us anything. No, I'm just kidding. All right. Let's go to the sale of the week, guys. What we got going on this past week?
Nothing.
I had a decent one.
Okay.
I sold. You guys remember the La La Loopsy lot that I bought? Let me pull it up. I'll show it on the screen what it looked like.
Yeah.
La La Loopsy. There was. Oh my gosh, eBay wants me to freaking rate their app. This was a lot of these La La Loopsy little dolls. There's over 200 of them. And I paid $5 for those at a yard sale. I didn't know what they were at the time. I had no idea what they were. I was taking a chance at $5. I discovered they were la la loopsy and that they sold very well. I saw a sold comp of $400 for 91 of them, and I had over 200. I listed mine at 500 plus shipping, and Thursday morning, before the day I was leaving for the Derby, I got an offer overseas for 250, and I was like, do I turn this down and wait for somebody to buy it at full price and then return it, or take the $245 profit on a guaranteed sale because it's going overseas? So that's what I did.
Hell yeah.
I took the guaranteed 250.
And he took the money
Yep.
to the Derby, bet it on a horse, and he lost it all, everyone. He lost all
No, I didn't. No, I did not. No, I did not lose. It was a winning weekend at the casino and
That's
the
awesome.
Derby.
That's awesome.
winning.
Yeah, best gambling trip I've ever had.
All right,
Just leave it at that.
here we go, Chris.
All right, you guys remember me buying these? This was a find of the week, probably a month ago, something like that. I found all those Bratz dolls.
Yeah.
So this Bratz doll.
Damn.
Now this is the one I took an offer on. I had it listed for 250. I mean, that was like top of the mark. I'm just like, I'll put it top of the mark and see what happens. Well, after like almost 4 weeks of not a lot happening, I got an offer for 155. Well, actually, it started out with an offer of like 100, and then I started going back and forth and back and forth and back and forth, and finally it was a 155 and a little please and a little heart from the potential buyer. And I was like, you know what? I paid $16 for this. Get it out of here. So
Heck yeah, man.
go ahead and make $112 after all the dust settled.
Wow. eBay took $25.11 out of that, man.
Yeah, that wasn't promoted. That's just a fee.
Mercy.
I can't
I don't-
share
I'm
after those two.
Pretty sure it wasn't promoted.
$200 sale and a $100 sale.
Yeah, I'm skunked too, man.
But I did sell a motorcycle jacket for $45 for this. This is my last.
Oh,
hey,
wrong
who's
one.
that guy?
Sorry.
This sold for $45, but I did use it and I wrecked in it and broke the shoulder pad. It's all torn up on the whole side of it because I wrecked going 70 miles an hour in this jacket right here.
Oh,
Did you
that's the jacket. That's
Yeah,
the
it's
jacket.
from my last motorcycle accident. That's what
Did
I
you
was wearing.
autograph it?
Yep, with blood.
Heck yeah, man.
That's
how you
cool.
do it.
So I was surprised it sold for even 45. It was all cracked and all torn up on one side where I landed. So it's been compromised. So good luck to you riding in that.
Well, I sold one of those Desert Army boots that I got at Goodwill, the Belleville Desert Tan Gore-Tex Combat Military issued boot.
Nope.
$7.99 is what I got them for, and they weren't even worn. $36.79 plus shipping. So, yeah,
Those things always
I've
sell.
got-
Those Belleville.
Yeah, I've sold those before. A couple of
I've
them.
got 11 pairs of those new in box. But they are the ones that comp out around 150. Whatever model of Belleville those are, Belleville Tactical.
Yeah.
But I told you guys I have a buddy named Jimmy too. And Jimmy hit me up one day and he's like, man, I've got a downsize. I've got a ton of shoes and stuff. And he's like, sell them for whatever you want. After fees, donate 20% to, this is the guy with the foundation for a
Yeah.
son.
I remember you talking about it.
Donate 20% out of, after all fees and all, donate it to the foundation. And in that bunch of stuff was 11 pairs of size 12 and 13 Belleville Tactical, and they're all the same model. They comp out about 150. I haven't sold any. I might have sold one, but they're all listed. Yep.
Cool. All right. You know what's next? Pitiful sale. Pitiful sale.
Who
What
is
you got?
that?
This is my next listing out of my collection that I'm doing, the Abomination.
Oh, yeah?
Abomination?
You never seen Abomination in Hulk?
No.
No.
I just looked up the comps. My last one sold for like
I'm a dork,
50.
not a nerd.
You're all of them in my book. It only sells for like $20 or $25. I don't even want to sell it after I looked up the comps. Because Hulk sold for $50. But,
well, that thing looks cool, man. I'm
I know,
surprised.
it's cool.
It is.
It's like $20.
I'm not familiar with it, but he looks cool.
Well, guys, Chris is the only one that's always Johnny on the spot for this kind of stuff.
Here's my $3 profit. Oh wait, I shared the wrong screen.
You shared the
If
wrong
that's your
screen. I
pitiful-
started to say,
If that's your pitiful sale of the week, dude, you're fired.
yeah, you suck, man. You suck.
Gonna find you another podcast, bro.
That's right. My pitiful sale was $128 is what I made. That was my pitiful sale. Got something, Chris?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
wait, here you go. This might be it, fellas. Oh, that's more like it.
So I made a whopping $3 off this. Paid $5 for it. It sold for $14. After everything, I made $3.47. And that thing's been in my inventory for a very long time. I wasn't even putting my date in my SKU when I listed that. So
Dude, that wouldn't even buy you a Starbucks coffee.
no.
Yeah.
No, it would not. $3 wouldn't buy you a beer.
My pitiful sale was just a remote control. It's a Philips 7-in-1 universal remote with simple setup. Had to put that in there. This was before I was comping things all the time. This was when I was just taking a lot of chances. And it looked like one of those remotes that's going to get, $15-20, but it sold for $6.50 plus shipping. I only had $1 in it. So, nothing crazy, but I didn't make a ton of money on that.
Yeah. Mine was a fishing game, where you get all the fish and it rotates and the mouse with a little fishing pole. It was a Finding Nemo version of that. I don't know what I was even thinking because I've had this thing for, I know, over a year. It's been in my store. $4.99 plus shipping. It sucked. Yeah. Anyway. Alex, you got one?
Yep. This is for the nerds out there again with the Marvel, the Logan. Sold for $5, but it came out of the Goodwill bins. I had it listed for $10 and I took an offer for $5. I think it was promoted like at 3% too.
Cool.
Not really.
Not really.
Not cool.
Not cool.
Cool, you got rid of it, right?
Yeah.
All right, stupid reseller mistake of the week. Does anybody have one of those?
I'm still here on this show.
I don't know.
I don't think I do. I told you guys about my stupid Bible sale last week that I freaking lost a ton of money on. I didn't have anything because I was out of state though for most of the time. I did turn my store on time away mode and it didn't kill my sales, so that was a smart thing I did, I guess. But I can't think of anything dumb I did this week.
You saw that tip in the comment. I'm trying to remember who it was from. About about the mishap last week.
Mistake. Yeah, that was Larry Way Out 1.
Oh yeah, Larry.
He basically reminded me that we have pirate ship.
Yeah, so
And
if
I
you're gonna
even-
let you do media, then you do it through pirate. It's a
And
great
I
tip.
use pirate ship quite often. Whenever I'm sending stuff like giveaways,
Yeah.
I use pirate ship, so I know it exists. I know it's there for the taking, and I simply forgot.
So
there's
we were
my
talking about it
stupid-
last week. I didn't even think about it either.
Nobody, not one of you mentioned it, and I was like, man, all four of us just slipped our minds. But yeah, so thank you, Larry, for the tip, man. Just kind of refreshed my memory that pirate ship does exist. I should use it.
True that, man. I forget about it too. Yeah. All right. I have a rant, and it has to do with a friggin' return. Wouldn't you know it? This was a Scottsdale golf putter cover. and this was in rough condition. The paint was peeling off of the fabric. Okay. It stated that in the description. I took like 10 pictures of this little putter cover up close, seeing where the paint's peeling. It even says paint peeling in description. This sold for $7.90. This dude starts a return. So I message, get an agent, eBay chat. And then I said, here's the return that was started. Go look at my listing. And they went and looked at, oh, you know, you're an excellent seller and you have fully described it. Just, I said, you're telling me what I already know. They are trying to file a false claim here. It says in the description and shows in the picture the very thing that he said is wrong with it. It says it in the listing. This does not need to be honored as a return. So anyway, this, you know how these people are. Well, you just go ahead and ship him the label. I said, I'm not shipping a label. My policy is they pay for the return. They're going to ship it back to me. So this was last week, and I thought this dude's not going to send it back because it's been a week now.
What?
Well, I got a notice yesterday that he shipped it back. So it's on its way back. So then I got on chat with eBay last night, and I said, okay, this thing's coming back. I am not giving this guy his money because
Is that how you type angrily?
Yeah. What he said is wrong is what the gosh darn listing says is wrong with it.
Did you show him your red pen?
I even sent the buyer a message. I said, look, dude, you can start this if you want, but I've contacted eBay, and the reason you're returning it states that's the condition of the item before you bought it. So that's why I thought, okay, he's going to read that and he's not going to fool with it. He's going to let it go. Well, he didn't. He shipped it back. So anyway, last night, what the agent said is, oh, we're going to initiate your seller protection. When you get this item back, and I reiterate this is what he's typing me. Do not refund this item. And I said, okay, what do you want me to do? You need to come back and chat with one of us. We'll pull open the case. We'll activate your seller protection that this buyer is filing a false claim and you will not have to refund your money. I said, okie dokie.
But you're already getting the item back though. Now the buyer doesn't have the item.
Did you remember to pack your angry eyes?
Either eBay is going to pay them money and not out of mine, or eBay's just going to flat deny the return. I don't know, but
eBay will probably just cover it.
eBay will cover it themselves.
Yeah. I mean, I stress to the eBay person, I've done everything right as a seller. I've described it accurately. I've got a lot of photos of these defects, and they're using that as an exact reason for return is exactly use the same words and phrases that I put in my description. So therefore, this is wrong. You know, I don't need to be
denied that.
Yeah. So anyway, there's that. I don't know why you got to go through all this. A case person should look at this at eBay and see, well, they're saying what's wrong with it, but it says the exact same verbiage in the seller's description. So we should just go ahead and dismiss this right now. That's what I was wanting. You know, just
all that would have led to, though, Ben, is a negative feedback.
Yeah.
And let me tell you from firsthand, eBay's not quick to get rid of negative feedbacks right now.
That's
I'm
true.
still fighting my first negative. That was unwarranted, by the way. If you hadn't watched my video, go watch it.
Yeah. It's just
little plug.
So much time into that, Ben. If it was me, I different situation, different store, different everything, but I probably would have just gave him the money back and moved on, you know, instead of dealing with eBay and all that shit.
Yeah, but dude, I'm fighting this on principle.
No, I got you.
I'm not going to refund this jerk using the same descriptives that I used in the listing and give him his money back. I'm like, won't you learn how to freaking read and look at more than just the first photo of the listing? He looked at the first photo. He said the photos were deceptive. You could see the paint peeling off of the bloody cover in the photos. All he did was he looked at the main photo and he didn't read the description and he bought it. And then when he got it, he's like, oh, this is crap. It's not my fault that he didn't do his due diligence before he purchased.
Yeah, like why is this only $7? Let me look at this.
And you know what, Chris? I would be in the same position if this was a $2 cover. I would still fight it over principle.
Yeah. Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, everybody's got different ways of looking at stuff. You know, like I look at it
Yeah.
from a time aspect, not a principle aspect, right? On lower dollar stuff, this
Well,
is like time. But I
he
get what
said-
you're saying, man. I hear
he
you.
said-
It's your
he said-
money, you know.
He said the item's not accurately described. It was misleading. That's a lie. I'm not going to let that stand. I was truthful about every bit of it. So yeah, I'm not going to take that hit.
Right. I
No.
get it.
Did we go down this road before?
Yeah,
Like the first couple episodes.
yeah, we did. Yeah, we did actually.
Just go to his house. I don't have his address. You do have his address, Ben.
Don't worry, I'm not doing anything. All I want is this dismissed.
hand.
I just want eBay to dismiss this, please. Thank you. All right. Have any of y'all took the time to read any comments to last week's episode that we can share one?
Yeah. Let me pull it up here. I should have had this already figured out. Whoa. But I did have one I wanted to read. Let me turn the ads off. This comes from our good buddy, Mike Metco, Mike Camparelli, one of the channel members. And it's a reply to his original comment. And his reply says, the only, and only's in capital letters, the only podcast where you comment and all 4 of the hosts reply. Try to get that happen on other podcasts that shall remain nameless. So good job, guys, on having good customer service, even
That's
though our
right.
viewers aren't customers. But
I
I guess
fun
Mike
going
is
through
in a way.
They're a customer. They're paying for this content.
Yeah.
For but here's the difference though. We only got that one comment, so we could reply to it.
No, we had more, but I just thought that was cool that Mike pointed that out, that all of us took time to respond back to him. And for anybody who's watching this now and I haven't responded yet, forgive me. I was gone all week and I've been trying to catch up, but
It's hard to keep
Mike's
up.
comment was one of the first ones I did reply to. And then I've slowly been trying to catch up through the rest of them.
Cool deal. Speaking of members, we invite you to join the locker room. We have 3 membership levels, different price points. You can find what's right for you. Just clicking the link down below in the description. And we want to thank, as always, every week for our paid current members of the locker room. First, our Skybox members who get the most, if you want to call them benefits, would be Chad, Wolfman Goodies. Check him out on YouTube. He has his own channel there. Wolfman Goodies on YouTube. Trash to Cash Podcast, the three
amigos. Be nice.
3 amigos over there on Trash to Cash is bringing in the money. But no, we want to thank those guys at Trash to Cash being a Skybox member here of the locker room. And then, of course, we've already mentioned him, Shane has, Mike Camparelli, an MVP member here to the channel. And we also thank Keith, also an MVP member of Vintage Sports Flips. He has a YouTube channel. Check him out on YouTube, Vintage Sports Flips on YouTube. We invite you to join us as a paid member. If you want to show some love to the time and commitment we put into this show, you can do it through a membership. We want to thank everybody, and we want to thank all of our subscribers, all of our viewers. If you give this a thumbs up, it also helps the channel out as well. Cool. Let's bring that into the subject here. Guys, we are counting down to the Highway 127, picking the plateau with the 2 Old Guys Reselling podcast we are co-hosting with in August. It's actually, the meetup is August, Friday night, August 2nd, 4:30 start time, a pre-meet and greet till 6:30, followed by a home-cooked meal, giveaways, auctions, time to socialize with fellow YouTube pickers. And even if you're not a YouTube picker, all going to be in attendance. You got a Poshmark message. Thank you. You have to get rid of that. It's covering the screen. But on Thursday night, we have the Reseller Locker Room Bowling Tournament. It's just a get-together at a bowling alley locally in Crossville, Tennessee. And it's just a cheap way to have some entertainment and hang out with fellow resellers. Message either one, all of us on Instagram, Facebook, or leave us a message here if you want to sign up for the bowling tournament. Then, and then the after party after the meetup on Friday night at the Reseller Locker Room House. It's going to be a good time. I'm going to bring about 8 SIM cards because I plan on catching a lot of footage from this. I may have to create a separate channel just for what's going to happen. I don't know what's going to happen. I have a feeling I'm going to be editing a lot of footage. But we invite you to join us. It is counting down. Hotels are booking up fast. I've seen posts in other groups on Facebook that hotels are starting to get scarce. And I don't know if you three noticed that I put a poll here on this channel down below if you are attending the Highway 127 or not. A lot of people are not, saying it's too far, which I get it. But I think we're at 37% of our watchers are going to be in attendance. 61 not coming. I believe it was the last numbers.
Nice. I did not notice that. I did notice, however, we got to get Chris's photo added to that banner.
Yes, we do. Yeah. You need to send Caleb a selfie of you, Chris, and let him get you added in there, and we'll create a new one. And by the way, if you're looking for a live here on this channel, we plan on getting back with Caleb and Josh, the two old guys reselling podcast, to do a collab live with them on their channel and here on our podcast channel as well. That's going to be coming up this month. We just got to get it scheduled. Caleb's in the process of moving, so he has his full plate, but we'll get it worked out. Yeah. And Shane, if you're able to, if you can announce who our special guest is going to be next week. Can you feel safe about doing that?
Yep, absolutely. Next Thursday, 9 a.m., guys, be sure to tune in because the one and only Evan Flippy McFlipperson will be joining us here in the locker room for the first time, and we're going to have a lot of fun with him.
Absolutely. We're looking forward to that.
That's going to be good.
Yep.
Yes. So tune in. If you've not hit that subscribe button, it's free. Go ahead and hit it if you've not done so. We would appreciate it very much. Guys, do you have anything else before we roll up on out of here?
I got nothing.
Go check out my video I dropped. I took my wife Pickenz. She was my videographer. So go check it out if you ain't watched it yet.
Yeah, this is a good one.
Go check out all these guys' YouTube channels. Soda City Flips, Easy Pickenz, Beard King Picker, Rocky Top Picker. Guys, it's been fun. If you've not learned anything, we're sorry. We're just here to shoot the crap. All right? So keep her in the road until next time. We'll see you dropping this Thursday, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Take us on out, Chris.
Later. What do you want me to say?
Later.
Really?
You didn't.